It is 5:30. Welcome, everyone. Please remember, if you would, to turn off all electronic devices, cell phones, please. I would call on Chuck Lambert to open our meeting with prayer. Chuck Lambert?
Yes, sir. Get my phone.
Yes, good idea.
All right. Bow our head. Dear Lord, we thank you for this evening. Lord, we thank you for all the things you've done for us. And Lord, thank you for the ways in which you blessed us. Lord, we just ask you will be with this board as they go back conducting the business of the city of McComb tonight, Lord. And we just ask that they'll follow your will and direction. Lord, we ask that we will all follow your will and direction in our lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. Selectman Eubanks is calling in, so let me reach out to Selectman Eubanks. And I would all right.
Welcome. This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. If you are the host, press star now. Otherwise, please wait and you will be joined. Please enter your PIN followed by the pound or hash. If you Thank you. There is one other participant in the conference.
I'm gonna guess that's Selectman Eubanks on the other end of the line. All right. We're doing just fine. Well, can you hear me? All right. And so be sure to speak up where people can hear you. I know that people want to hear Selectman Eubanks. And so we've had the opening prayer. The next item, I want to ask the board's approval to add two addendum items. One, proposed park improvements by the mayor. The second, from Selectman Eubanks concerning audio tape remarks by the Civil Defense Coordinator. Could I have a motion and a second to add two additional items?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Selectman McKenzie. How do you vote, Selectman Eubanks?
I vote aye.
Selectman Brock?
Nay.
Selectman Brock votes nay. Selectman McKenzie?
Aye.
Selectman Tullis?
Aye.
Selectman Cameron?
Aye.
The motion passes. We have a quorum, Selectman Eubanks. Selectman Hill is not present, okay? All right.
Okay.
The first item on the agenda, do you have a docket package in front of you? Selectman Eubanks?
Yes.
Okay. So we have the consent docket in front of you, and without objection, Selectman Brock.
Item in the claims docket.
You would like to remove item C for special discussion?
Correct.
Okay. Anything else? Any other items? Well then, without objection, we'll approve within the consent docket items A, B, D, E, F, G, and H. Without objection. So moved. All right. Then we'll move to item C within the claims docket. Question from Selectman Brock concerning the claims docket.
Page 5.
And what do you find on page 5?
Page 5, I believe the first item, Gulf State's fence. The boys and girls property, did we give that to them? Is that completed transaction? I see we got a fence here for $2,800. Labor materials and install fence, Boys and Girls Club. Is that theirs or ours? Still ours? Yes, sir. Until
I just don't remember, Mr. Brock, all that check. You talking about did the property get conveyed to?
Yes.
It's my belief that it did, but I will double check and verify.
okay, how do we pull this out?
And the fence is, we probably just need to look at that because what was conveyed was the east half of that lot, and I'm not sure how the fence fell on that lot. So, can we approve the claims document excluding one item? Okay, you want to do that, Selectman Brock?
Let's see. Yes, Mayor. No. Give me just a second. Page 8. Presley Properties, Presley Boulevard Properties, this gravel. Mr. Butler, is that to or from, or where's this at?
Wait, I'm not looking at this now. What
Page 8.
I don't have that, y'all have it.
You have the invoice, Presley, who's the invoice from, Selectman Brock?
Presley Boulevard Properties, 516 yards of gravel. Invoice number, that's what you need?
So, we purchased from Presley Boulevard Properties, for the street division,
Okay.
516 yards of gravel, for $903. Kelvin Butler signed this, and I assume this went to the Public Works Street Division, and you probably need gravel somewhere.
Okay, that's probably true.
That's the gravel, before we bought the gravel for the School Street Bridge.
Okay.
Covered that part up. We got a pretty good deal on that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lambert, say again?
The School Street project?
Yes.
We put in the 3 tank cars. We brought the gravel up the road from Ed Griffiths, that's his company. And it was just right there at us, so we bought that from him, and that's where we backfilled over the tank cars.
Okay. Just that one item.
All right, without objection, we'll approve the claims docket excluding the item on page 5 concerning the Gulf State fence building project for the Boys and Girls Club. Hold on. All right. Pearl Ray Allen is not here tonight. Chuck Lambert, Public Works Director, has his employee recognition certificate, and he will deliver that personally to Mr. Allen tomorrow. We do have recognition for Janice Dillon, Janice Jordan Dillon. And Janice, would you please come forward? Janice is the Director of Finance, Chief Financial Officer for the city. She was employed by the city April 14th, 2008. She's being recognized for 10 years of service. She's married to Mark Dillon. It says here 28 wonderful years. 2 children, Jessica, Brian Scarborough, and Felicia Dillon. 1 son, Anthony Dillon. She educated at McComb High School and attended Southwest Community College. Her work prior to coming to McComb, she worked for First Bank, Pike County Bank, Warehouser, Desert Plastics, and Southern Film and Bag. And she enjoys being with my family, working with the church, and living a life that brings honor to God. I love spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. She's a great ambassador for our Lord and Savior. Janice, the city of McComb appreciates your valuable service and keeping good watchful eye over our dollars. This would be the city administrator, who would be directly or probably over you. You want to speak about Ms. Janice Dillon, city administrator?
Do I?
Let me get on the other side here.
No. Janice does a great job here in the city of McComb. And as you all know, when you come to dealing with a lot of money, we have a lot of moving parts here in the city of McComb. And Janice helps me make sure that we're doing the right thing, making sure all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted. And that's important because there's a lot going on here. And a lot of you may not think it does, but it's a lot going on in the city of McComb. And we salute Janice for doing such a super job to make sure that we don't have those auditors coming in looking crazy and all that kind of stuff. So she does a good job for us. Thank you for 10 years of service, Janice.
Thank you.
And, board, you recognize that year after year we do get stellar reports from our financial auditors, and that's Ms. Janice stays on top of our finances. So in appreciation, this certificate is presented to Janice Dillon in recognition and appreciation of loyal and valuable service to the city of McComb, Mississippi. Our best wishes and heartfelt thanks accompany this expression of gratitude for 10 years, Department of Finance, Director of Finance, and CFO. Thank you very much indeed. Ms. Tyson, will you take a picture, please, Lynn? Okay.
Don't do this on third. 1, 2, and third.
Pleasure working with you, Janice.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. The next item is receiving comments from Mr. Algie Boone regarding abandoned property. Selectman Eubanks, Mr. Boone could not be here tonight. The city administrator is here to back you up. Do you want to address the board on this matter?
Yes, sir. Very brief. Mr. Boone came to me a while back pertaining to some property that lies off of Oak Street, between his property and another homeowner. Mr. Boone's been taking care of that property over there for, I believe he told me 50 years, mowing it, keeping it up. That is a property belongs to the city, and it was an undedicated road, kind of similar to what we did with Mr. Garrett when we swapped the land with him. So I would ask that the board vote to, and Mr. Dowd will have to do the paperwork out, and vote to give Mr. Boone that property. There's no way we're going to put a road through there anyway. House is going to be in it, so he's been taking care of it forever and a day. So I would ask that the board vote to give Mr. Boone that property and Mr. Dowd execute the necessary paperwork to do so.
All right. Selectman Eubanks, city administrator, has passed out a paperwork backing up your comments, and I wanted him to speak a second on this and just tell them what they're looking at.
All right, Mr. Eubanks, I also went and took a picture of the area that we're talking about, you know, coming off Avenue D, showing the property right there where Mr. Boone has been taking care of for over 50 years. And as you know, I went out and visited with Mr. Boone as well as our public works director and yourself, and I don't know who else, you know, may have gone and looked at it, and everything seemed to be in order. You know, we had talked, and I told you that I was trying to get all the ducks in a row, and I think we're there. It just be a matter now, you know, putting it in our attorney's hand to make sure that everything is done properly.
And board, what you're looking at is this is city administrator facing east and looking across this city property that was under a street that was never built, and you see that on the other side a homeowner has built a home on the other side. So that's a street basically to nowhere, and we have city has done these things, manners like this before, where property owners wish to, you know, they've been taking care of property, wish to take it in, and wish to have the ownership of it. And I believe it makes sense if you know, without objection, we'll have our attorney get to work on this and have something on our docket in a couple of weeks concerning gifting this property. Could you get there, city attorney?
Yes, sir. It will be an abandonment process.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And most recently, we did this for property out on
On White Street.
yes, sir. All right. Okay, board. So we'll get that on the docket next week, Selectman Eubanks. You'll convey that to Mr. Boone, okay?
I will. Thank you very much.
All right. Next, we have Joseph Parker wants to talk about Scenic Rivers Development Alliance and the city of McComb. Mr. Parker. And I'll pass out some information while he gets ready.
Thank you again for letting me come again tonight. Same topic as last 2 weeks ago, last board meeting. At the conclusion of that meeting, talking about an interlocal agreement draft between the city of McComb and the Scenic Rivers Development Alliance for management of the sports park facility. And your Scenic Rivers is working through similar drafts with other agencies, county and state on different facilities throughout the region. I was in Walthall County discussing today with them some of their properties and opportunities there. What you have, Mr. Dowdy, the mayor, Mr. Butler, and Mr. Eubanks, Selectman Eubanks and I met as a committee as you put together the last board meeting to review these documents. So I believe we've gone through the process as a committee to make sure that everybody was on the same page. The aspects of providing the city's budget to you that you see there with the cost for running the sports park and the savings that would be separated and back to the city for the Public Works Department to handle the green spaces that they would take over operations of cleaning and maintaining those grounds, with some additional savings also back to the city. So, again, I don't think there's an action for you to take tonight. I believe later on we may hear an announcement about a public hearing coming up, as we discussed, next Monday, the 23rd, or then your consideration on the 24th for this document. So again, you can take this tonight and read it, take it home, review it. By all means, call and ask me questions, because I meet with everybody individually to talk about, or in groups, however you like to do that, to make sure we cover every detail of the agreement.
Board, anybody have questions for Mr. Parker? Selectman Brock?
Mr. Parker, do you have any objections to, this hearing is on the 23rd, you got any objections to skipping the 24th and rolling over to the next board meeting?
I don't know if it's necessarily objections. What we're trying to do is just, we know that the process, the interlocal agreement process, is that once you approve it, then we have to go to our Scenic Rivers Board for approval again to make sure the same documents are approved on both sides. And then once you have a final approval, then it goes to the state, to the Attorney General's office to be approved, and then come back and be filed. It's not a matter of not wanting to do that, it's just a matter of timing. We would like to go while the ball leagues and seasons are going, transition during this time, but if that's the will of the board, then we are fine with your decision.
We got this public hearing, and I would just like to see more time, get some input from the citizens after this hearing. This is the 23rd, which is that Monday, board meeting is that Tuesday.
As the committee was just speaking, the 23rd was not, it's kind of I'm call it a random date, it's just a date prior to the board meeting. Could we maybe bump the public hearing up a few more days, start announcing that? And I've been visiting with people in the general public. I've had meetings with people in the community, with different church groups, trying to make sure we're getting well ahead of that idea. I want everybody to come. I want the participation. I want the involvement. We added into the interlocal agreement, you'll see there the words of community participation there. I want to make sure that as we move forward, that everybody is well involved in this process, not just at the sports park, but all of the facilities that we're talking about managing. So if that's possible to move that up a little bit, that'd be helpful. The public hearing forward.
Why don't we work on moving it up?
Public hearing, the date, that can easily happen, so.
It can't be, excuse me, Mayor, it can't be put on the agenda unless you actually put it on.
What's that?
You wouldn't put this on the agenda, you're the only person who's gonna put this on the agenda?
The interlocal agreement? Is it the public hearing?
No, not the public hearing, the board meeting. The 24th.
Yes, sir, we would request that you have that on the 24th for consideration, so we can, again, the Scenic Rivers Board would meet in May again, and then if both parties were to agree, then we have to send it off to the state, which I know would take another month.
So maybe a week ahead?
Let's move it to the 17th at 5 p.m. We'll make that announcement right after the meeting.
Mayor, excuse me, please, I'm
Okay.
still engaged.
Sure.
Why don't we move it up, give us a week, and let's talk about it, and then give you the opportunity to put it on the agenda on the 24th.
Yes, sir.
Maybe 17th.
Help me with the dates one more time, make sure I'm on the same page.
I'm looking at the 17th, Monday's the 16th, you got 16th through the 20th. A week is the 17th, before the board meeting.
Maybe the public hearing at 5 o'clock on the 17th?
Yes.
Yes.
5 o'clock would work.
Okay.
We'll make that announcement. Thank you, Ms. Parker.
Thank you.
All right, without objection, we're going to skip item number 6 and motion to move into executive session to discuss purchase, sale, or leasing of land, to include the city attorney, city administrator, Jill Busby, Barry Smith. Could I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Cameron,
Second.
Selectman Tullis. All in favor, how do you vote to, and I'll have to call you back from inside, Selectman Eubanks, so just be patient with me, but we'll do that before we reconvene. How do you vote? Selectman Brock, Selectman Hill, excuse me. Selectman Brock.
Aye.
Selectman McKenzie. Selectman Tullis.
Aye.
Selectman Cameron. Vote was unanimous. We'll head to the city administrator's office.
Yeah.
Yes, we got one.
I do.
Thank you.